Hey guys, welcome to the NFL Rumors Quick Hit podcast. We're back this week after a little hiatus. Had a lot of great news, free agency news. We was keeping you up to date on. Glad to be back with you here on the podcast, though. We'll be back this week with Tanner Pfeiffer in our weekly podcast as well, which will be on Fridays. So we're going to change up the time, but we'll give you a little bit of info on the date and in time coming up. But glad to be back with you, and we'll get right into the news here. A lot of rumors happen around Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson actually, it was reported there by Pro Football Talk that Lamar Jackson said that he's kind of getting a little bit tired with the Ravens, kind of want to move on a little bit. So it looks like Lamar Jackson, could possibly move. Possibly move. There's some teams like the Colts that could be a very interesting fit for Lamar. So definitely that is something that we will watch. And a little bit of a trade that happened today. Elijah Moore was traded to the Browns. Elijah Moore seemed like he was unhappy in New York. He's been traded to the Browns, which will pair with him with Deshaun Watson. We definitely also expect Corey Davis to be moved too. So Aaron Rodgers seems like he's definitely getting some different weapons around him as he's coming up. As the Jets agree to terms today with Chiefs wide receiver McCole Hardman. So definitely what the Jets could look like, we project is Aaron Rodgers at quarterback, Brees Hall at running back, Garrett Wilson at receiver, Alan Lazard from his Packer buddy there, the number 2 receiver, as we talked about, McCole Hardman as the third, and Randall Cobb as the fourth, with Tyler Conklin and C.J. Usman. So one of the other ones, Mercedes Lewis could be another tight end. Also, the Jets could add. So definitely a different looking Jets offense. We had Ohio State C.J. Stroud today in his debut. We've seen a lot of Panthers contingent. Frank Reich meeting with the quarterback. So C.J. Stroud getting a lot of love for the Panthers right now. The Texans are signing the Raiders linebacker Denzel Perryman after a visit. The Texans have really made some really good moves in free agency. Still have some money as well. Denzel Perryman, a really good linebacker for the Raiders. So definitely a really good signing there. We also had Jackson Smith-Njigba run a 4.53 unofficial 40-yard dash at the Ohio State Pro Day. So definitely he's been projected as the number 1 pick. A lot of people has rumors with him around the Titans. So very interesting there. As we reported earlier this morning, the Browns are out, but we see why they're out under DeAndre Hopkins as they picked up Elijah Moore. So we have also heard the Falcons have interest in D-Hop. The Chiefs have interest in D-Hop. The Titans have interest in D-Hop, and the Patriots. So those are 4 teams right now to keep an eye on for DeAndre Hopkins. Patriots re-signed Jalen Mills after a release, so bringing Jalen Mills back as a safety. Good move there for the Patriots. The Commanders also signed Anthony Walker, former Brown. Walker actually had 469 career tackles there altogether in his career with the Colts and the Browns, and Washington gets some nice linebacker there. Jerry Judy's definitely another possibility, a Bronco wide receiver that could be dealt. So that's somebody to keep our eye on. Odell Beckham Jr., some landing spots that we currently have for him are the Chiefs, the Bills, the Patriots, Ravens. Jets will probably be a wild card, but I wouldn't rule out anything on the Jets right now. But the Chiefs, Bills, Patriots, and Ravens are my top 4. Definitely Cam Newton, some big news about Cam. Ravens were mentioned as a team for Cam Newton as a bridge quarterback if they lose Lamar. So Cam Newton, trying to make his way back in the NFL would make a lot of sense if the Ravens possibly got Lamar. Got rid of Lamar, and Cam could be that bridge quarterback for the next young quarterback for the Ravens. So definitely Cam Newton threw at the Auburn Pro Day. Looks like he's still got the live arm. So definitely some interesting stuff going around there in Baltimore for sure. Another visit, the Browns visit with Marquise Goodwin. I don't know if anything will happen there now after they traded for Elijah Moore. So very interesting there to see what happens. Calais Campbell's going to be visiting with the Falcons later this week. So that could be something that the Falcons could add them a nice defensive line. Our friend Tanner Pfeiffer actually tweeted about Austin Eckler's. He talked on the Green Light podcast about, he's wanting to be paid. He's wanting to be paid for his value and his performance. Don't hate on definitely Austin Eckler at all, because he's definitely deserving of some more finances there because of what he's done there for the Chargers. I think he's well deserving. Another thing we want to talk about D-Hop. DeAndre Hopkins has a $29.9 million cap number. $19.4 million is the base that can be converted. So if a team does trade for him, they can bring his cap number down, prorating that into a bonus. So definitely DeAndre Hopkins is on the move. So we'll have to see where he goes. But John Robinson actually having a pre-draft visit with the Eagles. Another team that's expected to be interested in him, as well as the Patriots. Some mock drafts have him going there. So be interested to see kind of what happens there. Aaron Rodgers, talking about him for a minute, those 2 second-round picks now the Jets have, could work something out there with the Packers, getting another second round, maybe 2 second-round picks to the Packers for Aaron Rodgers. I look for, like we said earlier, they got a couple more receivers that they'll probably get rid of in Denzel Mims, possibly, definitely some moves there about to happen. We feel with Aaron Rodgers, things could really come up with that move, and Corey Davis as well. The Raiders, Austin Hooper. They grabbed Austin Hooper from the Titans. Raiders have really made some moves this offseason, added some weapons there for Jimmy G. So Jimmy Garoppolo, who signed with the Raiders in free agency, adding Austin Hooper, adding O.J. Howard, adding Jacoby Myers. A lot of good fit. Hunter Renfrow coming back. So a lot of good fits there for the Raiders right now. So that is the big news that we have right now in NFL. We're really glad to be back with you, though. Really happy to be back with you and doing the Quick Hit podcast again. Had a little bit of a hiatus. Definitely, we'll talk about that a little bit more in the podcast tomorrow as of why. But definitely, we're glad to be back with you and glad to be able to report the news. We thank you, and we're blessed to be able that you are letting us be part of your NFL news feed. We definitely appreciate that. And we're definitely glad to be back. Like I said, after a little hiatus, definitely away on the podcast, it is. We've always been with you there at Twitter, but really, really happy to be back with you. And we're thankful for all of our wonderful followers. If you hadn't had a chance, make sure you like, subscribe, turn on your notifications for the podcast on YouTube. And also make sure that you're following us on Twitter and turn on your notifications. Again, we thank you, everybody, and I hope you have a blessed evening.